So last week I told you guys that if Tesla could not get above 443, then look for a 4% pullback down to 424. Take a listen. So despite today's market pullback, Tesla stock was up over 3% and is currently running into resistance at 443. Now, if the stock fails to get above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 4% pullback to 424. So looking at the current chart, you guys can see that Tesla did fail to get above 443, and as a result, we did see that pullback to 424. And with that said, these are the type of predictions that I do on a regular basis. So if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing to the channel. Now, at $55, I told you guys that if HIMS could not stay above $54 per share, then look for a pullback down to $51.90. Take a listen. So at the time of this recording, HIMS stock is currently down over 3%, but it's still holding above support at $54. If this level gets broken, then I want you guys to look for a 6% pullback down to $51.90. So looking at the current chart, you guys can see that HIMS did fail to stay above $54, and as a result, we did end up seeing that 6% pullback down to $51.90. Now, according to JP Morgan, this market rally has more upside ahead. Take a listen.
Joining us right now with her take on the markets on this last trading day of September and of the third quarter is Elise Azenbaz. She is the head of investment strategy at JP Morgan Wealth Management. And Elise, let's talk this through. We're looking at a really strong quarter. I think the S&P was up by better than 7% so far for the quarter. The NASDAQ up by better than 11%. Do you think that momentum continues?
We do think the momentum is going to continue. I mean, when you think about the macro backdrop, obviously it's been a challenging 2025, but as we look ahead to 2026, there are reasons to expect improvement on that front. And with these powerful tailwinds related to things like AI investment, we are believers that the rally has more upside ahead.
What is driving things right now, especially when you look at the weaker market? Is this a Fed-induced rally, or do you think that the numbers that corporations are putting up is the real reason for this?
I think it's a mix of both, right? We can't discount the value of the Fed rate cutting cycle. We've been implementing our so-called Fed rate cutting playbook, and we expect that to play out absent a recession going forward. When you look at things like corporate profit margins, still around the highest levels that they've been throughout this cycle. When you think about all of the investment that's being funneled into infrastructure supporting artificial intelligence and the way that that's filtering through sectors. And when you look through and kind of think about all of the uncertainty that's finally starting to dissipate as it relates to things like tariff policy, we think that there is a path ahead to kind of keep out valuations supported, but also continue to fuel earnings growth.
The jobs market been disappointing. Is it something that worries you that could expand from here?
So it's something we're watching really closely, but we would characterize the labor market as bending but not breaking. You've obviously seen this substantial slowdown in hiring. It's about the slowest pace that we've actually seen absent the pandemic era since the global financial crisis. But what we're not expecting is a meaningful rise in layoffs, because to see that, usually throughout history, it would require a meaningful deterioration of corporate profit margins. And with this momentum that we have going, we think that they can stay fairly well supported.
Now, going into the rest of the video, I have some important levels for you guys to watch on ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla, and Intel, ticker symbol INTC. Let's go ahead and start with Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. So currently Tesla is down over 0.9% and is still running into resistance at 443. If the stock cannot get above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 3% pullback down to 424. If that level breaks, then we're looking at a pullback down to 402. And if 402 failed to hold as support, then we're looking at a further pullback down to 373. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 15%. To the upside, if Tesla can break above 443, then I want you guys to look for a 6% run to 468. And if the buyers can push the stock above 468, then look for a run to my price target at 494. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 12%. Next is Intel, ticker symbol INTC. So currently at the time of this recording, Intel stock is down over 2.9% and is sitting above support at 3260. With that said, if the stock cannot stay above 3260, then I want you guys to look for a 6% pullback to 3124. And if 3124 fails to hold as support, then look for a further pullback down to 2920. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 12%. Now to the upside, if Intel can stay above current support at 3260, then I want you guys to look for a 4% run back to $35. And if the buyers can push the stock above $35, then look for a run to 36.16. Now above 36.16, the bull's next target is going to be at $38, which is also my price target. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 14%. All Alright guys, if you'd like more accurate price predictions, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.